I'm going to. This way, cat Miranda has it if she needs to go back.
Okay.
Hello, Miranda.
You.
Good. How about you?
Hello. Okay.
You don't sound okay.
No, I've had a lot of my heart's been really a lot of pain today.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hmm.
You,
Move my thing. Miranda, this is Heidi. Heidi, this is Miranda.
you look I don't know where you never read with well she's not a medium, right?
Well, I can do all those things, but I just don't claim to be a medium or psychic or anything like that. I just feel like that my knowing comes from the Holy Spirit, and that's how I work.
Because you look similar to a lady that was reading with my cousin like a month ago or something. So maybe just you just look similar, I guess.
Well, you probably remember me from a long time ago. I think you and I actually even follow each other on TikTok.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Yeah. We've been in similar rooms.
Oh yeah. Rooms I don't go in anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
Don't mind me looking like a mess. I did deep cleaning for 2 days, so I'm tired.
No, I get it. I get it. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
I don't show myself anymore. I don't want to. I send
You,
pictures. I mean, I've been keeping updated with my friend since I've really started declining, just because of the stuff that's been happening. Not that stuff, but other just the weirdness that's happened that like I said, I still don't know why I'm still here. The weirdness stuff.
well, why don't you, if you don't mind, do you think you could kind of tell me about that?
Well, that's the experience of the dying process. It's different than the whatever the heck is around me. That's like I said, it's not the same thing as last year. It's not. It doesn't feel like a physical man here. It's but it's the same feelings, same like sexual feelings, but it's through thought or something where I don't actually feel actual hands or anything like that. I get this just like the thought or something, but there are times when when it's mostly cold. There are times when like it will get warmer or whatever, and I think that's obviously when he's trying to be sexual, where it gets warmer.
Sure. Um, can you tell me what is going on with you physically?
Oh, my heart is failing. It started like last August. Like I know the exact day it started because I feel like the thing with me last year when it came back the same day my heart declined, and it felt like I try to explain this to people and people still don't get it, even though I can't explain it any simpler. But it's just like you got a balloon that was fully inflated and you stuck a pin in it. And, you're at 100% feeling of oxygen in your heart. It went down to like 20, like a drop, just a total drop.
And what is the doctor said?
God, they are stupid as hell. I've had heart issues for 6 years now, and I had a beg to go to a cardiologist 6 years ago because they didn't think my symptoms were bad then, and they like I said they didn't really they've been off and on. They really didn't start getting super, super bad till last August. When,
Mm.
but when that happened to me, I instinctively knew that that was the decline of my life. Like I knew it wasn't going to improve.
Well, and I want you to know that everything, I want you to take it as a grain of salt, okay?
Mhm.
Um, I am not a medical doctor, but um, I do I do medical scans on people
Mhm.
and try to kind of help them maybe see what it is that I'm seeing. I truly believe, Miranda, that you have broken heart syndrome. And broken heart syndrome, it can do a lot of things to your body. And a lot of doctors miss it because it truly is a decline, like you're talking about. Your heart, it it doesn't have the will, right? And so it can cause damage inside of your heart because of broken heart syndrome. And I'm really feeling like that is, um,
Maybe, yeah, I get it. I do. Really, honestly, I do. But I'm telling you, with 1,000,000,000% of my gut, I am down to like 2% oxygen left in my heart. I've had seizures because of the lack of oxygen that has gone to my brain. My head's shaken. Um, I know I had a stroke. I am in the active dying stage, and I know everybody's trying to tell me I'm not, and it's depression or whatever the hell it is. But I'm telling you, I know this is the end of my life.
okay. And let's say that that's true, right? Right. Because
Mhm.
I can't say it is true or isn't true because I don't live in your body. You live in your body. What are, like, if you feel truly that this is the end of your life, what are you actively doing to find joy, to find peace, and to find a will to want to live?
Well, uh, it's not so much that is I mean, I'm at a point of no return. So I'm just kind of trying to enjoy in some ways whatever days I have left. And I just basically watch movies or music or look at, my cats, or I've been
Right.
trying to organize stuff and find them homes, and that's
But
where all the
when
overthinking is.
I mean, like, I know that your cats are your babies, and I know you love them with every ounce of your being. And I understand preparing. Like, I'll give you a little bit of my story. I had the gastric bypass, um, 21 years ago, 22 years ago, and it failed. And I went into extreme decline very quickly. And they did everything that they could possibly do. And they told my late husband and I to just go home and prepare to get my things in order because I was not going to be here to live much longer.
Mhm.
And I did all of those things. I did. But I wanted to live more than I wanted to die. And I went through time after time after time again that I was so close to dying that I gave in, but then I couldn't give in because I wanted to live. And I think that if you are truly in the process of dying, it's so important for you to live what you have left and not focus on the fact that it could be right now or 10 years. It's focus on where is your joy today? And like, sure, have it prepared that if something did happen, that your cats would go to a very safe home where you would know that everything is good. But also, honey, like you have to focus on living.
I mean, I understand that. And this is why I don't talk to people anymore.
No, it's
Because
no, it's
no,
okay.
I'm being honest. It's just because it feels like people hear me, but then they're not hearing me. And I realize that I've had somebody today tell me that they were meant to die 20 years ago and they're still here. I get that. I understand that. I know. But I'm telling you, this is not that kind of case.
Okay.
Not at all. I mean, you could ask April. She knows.
Sure, sure. And I can't tell you, right? Like, I'm not saying that you're not because I don't live in your body. And the thing is nobody should tell you except you you in your relationship with God. I'm assuming that you believe in God.
Yes, I grew up Catholic, but the thing is, I've been afraid lately just because the things that have been happening to me physically, uh, they've been very painful things that have happened to me, like where it almost feels like it's not. um, I don't know what they're doing. It doesn't feel like angels. It feels more like aliens, honestly, to me.
Okay.
It's a lot of pain they've been putting me through.
Okay.
Um, and now it would be like 10 to 16-hour processes of pain only to wake back up. And then 100 times I've been lifted all the way up, dropped. Uh, so I guess April says that I'm not, it's because my heart is ready to go, but not my brain because I'm overthinking too much. But I don't think that's it either. I think it's just I don't know what it is. I guess like she said, I didn't reach my day yet. I thought it was the end of January. I thought it was August. But the things that have happened to me, that's why I've been chronicling this with my friend because no one is going to believe this crap. I barely think nobody will, but it's 100% true because I do not have the capacity to lie. I've never lied in my whole entire life. And that's
Mm.
what bugs me is these people that know me
Sure,
still
sure.
think I'm lying, or they think I'm just in some kind of really bad depression, or I am losing it, it, or even worse, my dad's new wife thinks I'm purposely trying to depress him because he is near death. It
Um,
is the amount of things I've heard. And then another girl she had a experience where she died for 2 minutes. I've known this girl 25 years. She thinks I'm mocking her experience. So we're not friends anymore. And that was half my life. I wish I never told anybody, to be honest. The only people that knew in the beginning were my brother and the one girl I was talking to about it. Now, like everyone found out, and it was my mistake, but basically everyone knows. And it's like they think I told them a day, but it's not. I told them when I felt the decline. I never told them I had days or weeks or months. I said, I don't know. I
right.
just know that I have gone to a point of no return where
Oh,
I've exhausted every option the doctors gave me. They cannot find the problem, and it won't be found until there's an autopsy. And I've exhausted all that, and I'm sick. I just wish I didn't tell anybody because they're all giving me things like you didn't push enough. You're just in a bad depression because they know I have depression. I stopped. I don't have a therapist anymore. I dropped her because she can't see me past a label of depression. She will not
um,
acknowledge. anything else. Like when I look at people and I tell them, the last time I was able to get out was the end of January, and I told her at that appointment, I said, I do not think I have much longer. And people, when you tell people that, they look at you like you're nuts. Even her, but like I,
I've never
I,
done that.
No.
I've never. I only had her as a therapist because she was my mom's therapist, and then mine was retiring. And I always wanted to go to another one, but I had never had a good one since college. And I was just like, you're not really, none of them really helped me anyway. It's like if the medicine wasn't kind of curbing my anxiety, I was on my own. And I just knew
Sure.
that. So I didn't even bother. I don't even care. Like I said, I dropped her because she will not see past, she won't see past anything else. She hasn't, because a lot of people think I'm way too young and that I have to live to be 80. And it's like, do you know kids that are two die of heart failure? What is wrong? I just don't understand people. And then like my uncle, who's 88,
Mhm.
has heart conditions, and he's like, you can't possibly have a worse heart than me. You're gonna be here till 90. I mean, I'm just so, like I said, I am sick of people. I am so freaking sick of people that I only deal with my cats and talk to very few people now because they have pretty much all turned on me or label me as a liar.
Right.
Something that if they really knew me, and a lot of these people have known me since birth,
Right.
they know I would never do this crap or make up a story or ever possibly be creative enough even make up what's happening to me. And
Sure.
I'm not psychotic. I'm not delusional. I am completely sane.
Right.
I have
Well,
not made you feel that way, have I?
No,
no.
Okay.
like I said, but I would have assumed you talked to Heidi before this because
Yeah, just
you,
very little because,
Yeah.
I kind of
I
wanted to talk
the
to
only
you.
thing I was concerned about is what
is with me.
is
That's all I care
happening
about.
to
Right.
you.
Right.
I
Well,
don't.
I also want to tell you, Miranda, my late husband, he used to say all of the time that he was not going to live to be 50. And
That's what I
my
said.
my wife heart was like, don't say that. Like, no, you're healthy. I mean, he was a strong guy and he died at 48. And I feel like, and that's why I say I can't tell you whether you are or aren't, because you're the only person that lives inside of you.
I
And
know. Mhm.
I would never take that away from you at all. Because I can't, like, I'm not in there. The only thing that I would say is I would want you to find the most joy that you possibly can in your life.
I'm trying, but the thing is, the limitations I have is I can barely walk up 3, 4 stairs to go to the bathroom because I don't have oxygen. My oxygen is so depleted in my body. I
Sure.
can't get out and do things people want me to think I could just easily walk around a corner and
Sure.
stuff. And so I have to find, and my movies and my music have always been what makes me happy. And I don't really care what other people are telling me anymore. I've kind of shut
Well, I
everything.
mean, it's nobody else's business, actually, right?
Mhm.
And I'm about to be 49. So, but I always felt when I was a kid, I always felt I wasn't gonna make it. I like the oldest I thought I would ever make it was like mid 50s. I've
Sure.
always felt that way since I was a kid.
Sure.
And and that's before I even really started having my health things. And I've had health things since I was 12. So
Yeah.
stop.
So, spiritually, where do you stand as far as, because I do believe you. I absolutely believe you that there are things that are happening when you are sleeping, right? I do. I'm going to tell you that right now, okay?
Like not, but it happens when I'm sleeping and awake.
Okay. Okay. Um
And I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the same thing as last time, just maybe being smarter and able to do the same things, just not make me feel a physical man body, like just by thoughts or you know what I mean? It's a different way, and that's why it's got me convinced that I for a while that I actually thought it was the guy that I consider my husband that's passed, who I figured that's how you do things in heaven is you do things by thoughts. And I thought, well, maybe this is him.
Well, when they cross over, they don't have those thoughts, feelings, or actions anymore, right? That's all human feelings. Um, but and I can say that it's not him. I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything like that. Only because I know that once they cross over, they're not part of this world in that manner anymore. They don't have human desires anymore. Um,
So you're pretty much saying that they never think about that ever again.
no, they don't because they don't have we are here for this soul experience. When they pass away, they don't they don't stay connected in that manner here. They don't have to have those feelings anymore that are our learning experiences, right? Um, but
Well,
I
I do know,
do I
well,
do know that he loves you. I do know that he has a very, very deep love for you.
he's, he told me the last reading with, I mean, because I didn't know April could do readings where you could talk to them.
Mm.
So he
Yeah.
told me what he does when he's around me. Right now he's holding like he holds my right hand to where it
Right,
gets numbly cold,
right.
and
Okay,
he hugs me all the time where I'm cold and like goosebumps, like where he's like hugging me.
right.
And he says he whispers in my ear, but I don't know how he thinks I'm gonna hear it. But and then he was like, thought it would be too intrusive to lay behind me, and I told him it's not.
Sure.
So I could feel him laying behind me when I'm sleep, like when I'm laying down,
Okay.
because like I said, he's always freezing cold,
Okay.
freezing,
Sure.
and and it's not just him around me. My mother's here. She
Is
messes with my
is that
hair.
a comforting feeling for you? That cold, is that comforting?
Um, she basically does, as far as I know, and I never even asked what she does. I just know that she's the one that messes with my hair, where my head feels
Sure.
goose because I used to tug on her hair in the car. Like I said, I never asked. It very
Right.
well might not be her, but I pretty am sure it's her. And
Yeah.
then like somebody else holds my left hand, and I'm thinking it's my grandmother, just
Sure.
because those are the three the people that I most talk to and that I most miss from the world, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they are here to comfort, right? They
Yeah.
they comfort us. But what I'm saying is like as far as bringing you into a confusion is not something that they would do, right? And I'm not saying you're confused because I know you're feeling those things, right? Like you know these things are happening to you. And
Yeah.
I believe these things are happening to you.
I
Absolutely.
didn't I didn't think these things could happen to a person. I mean, I heard about it, but I never really would thought it would happen until it started happening to me. And then, like I said,
Yeah.
nobody believed me. And if the person did believe me, they did not know how to help me.
Well,
And like I said, I don't know if it's the same thing because, like I said, that thing was actually felt like a physical man, and this is different.
right.
And I don't. It's still annoying to a certain degree, but it's not as because it's not. It, I'm just gonna say the thing last year was like physical rape 24/7. Like this is more with your
Um,
feelings,
sure.
but it's so constant that like when I know it happens when I sleep, but it happens when I'm awake. And it's
Okay.
so constant that it's starting to become painful, even though it is based on thought.
Right.
And I cannot stand feeling the warmth. Like when I start feeling the warmth, then I kind of feel like that's it's that's this. It could be the same thing, just doing it in a different way.
Sure. Sure.
Like it's evolved, or and I don't rightfully know if it ever left. That's the thing. I don't know if it was just lingering.
Well,
That
I think that it's one of those things that's it's a very touchy thing to work with, right? Because I don't see it as like it's not demonic. It's not um it's not even that I feel that it's like a negative entity, okay? Um, but I do feel like what you're saying, I 100% know that there are other beings, right? But they're not demonic, okay? A lot of times people want to classify everything as demonic. It's not. It's not demonic. But this being has found a space in you in your being that it's like an easy
I'm a target.
access.
Well, because I knew I was because I'm so in a weakened state that I'm a very easy target. And so just the fact that the thing was around me last year,
Yeah.
it kind of feels like it may have something similar may have been hovering and knew right when I was going to decline even more and knew I
Right.
had to have no possible way to fight back or get
Um,
away from it.
right. And like as far as it goes, like because I have gone in and removed spirits. I've done all of those things. But this is actually something, Miranda, that you have to take power over it. And that is you verbally demanding that this is your human, that there is nothing that has a right to your human except you and what you accept.
And
And
I tried that last year and it did nothing, nothing.
do you call in your angels and, you
Oh
know,
yeah, I've done all that, but it got to a point where nothing was working, and the person that came out to do the sort of the thing was, he said the thing last year was demonic, and it was before Christ times, so no religious anything would work on it, and he was right because nothing was working religiously on it. It was, uh, uh, it was beyond something I could just say to go away, and I would like I said, a lot of people don't believe in this stuff, and they'll just act like it's so simple just to say go away, and like it'll magically disappear. It's not gonna go away.
well,
I've tried.
and it is because, like, I do agree with you. It is because you are weak. You are weak in your body and you are weak in your spirit, right? Like, it just feels hopeless.
Well, because last year, like I said, I was at a point where no one was helping me. No one knew how. I was hours away from trying to exit my own life to get away from it because it was 24/7 rape,
Sure. Sure.
all on all sides, everything. It was a constant hot hovering thing. It was very horrible, and I just wanted out of it. And the person that I begged her hours. One person actually, she did remove it, but it only worked for a month. And like I
Sure.
said, the day it came back was the exact day my heart declined, and I know it had something to do with it
Okay.
because, well, at least what April said. I mean, or I even feel. that I
Mm.
probably wasn't supposed to start feeling the pain and the decline till the end of January, and this thing made me feel it so much earlier, so that I've been in a worsened state longer than I probably needed to be.
Sure, sure.
But it I know it was that because the exact day, whatever it was that came back, was the exact day. That's why I remember the day, because it was the exact damn day where I felt my body decline.
Do your cats react?
My cats know. They knew before I did that I was going to die. They,
I
they
mean, do they
Milo,
react when this is happening, or do they react when maybe this entity comes close? Do you see a change
uh,
in your cats?
they've only been reacting to the spirit things because, like I said, I've been lifted and almost taken 100 times, and they could be in another room and
Mm,
they'll know when it's going to happen, and they'll jump on my chest and they'll meow in my face, they'll knead on my chest. And the one cat, he never meowed. He always was a yowler. And his sister cat is the one that does that stuff. But he knows that Milo, because I guess he's my I shouldn't have. He's my favorite cat, and
it's okay.
he knows exactly, and he's just as confused as I am. He's thought I've left 100 times already, and it's kind of hurting my cats as well as me, as well as my family. I know for a fact knows I should have gone 100 times
Sure.
because I could feel them hold. I feel all every time it happens, they're all around me, and I like they think I'm going too. And I'm just not understanding why I'm not going. Like why they would all like every me and everything no like feels it, but then I keep waking up here. And it's I did and like I said, I told April this thing. I heard my own death rattle. I heard that rattling and before I never even heard one. I just
Mm,
knew what it was, and I heard it. And then like this thing popped out of my stomach one like 2 days later, and I thought that was my soul leaving my body because it was like something being vacuumed out like one of those CPR pedals really strongly. And she said that was more baggage. That was not really my because she said if my soul left, I'd be gone. But
right.
I kept thinking I was a brain consciousness just stuck in the body, and my soul was gone already.
Mm,
And it's just I just kept hearing January 30th was supposed to be when I was leaving. And like I said, the things they've put me through where I I've lost oxygen to my brain. I know that. And like I said, I've started getting seizures where my head would be shaking so bad, my arms and hands, um and like I said, my heart hurts. It's gone down to about 2%, I would say.
mm,
Um, it, the weird thing about it, and then they made me. I've had a stroke, at least one stroke, because the whole back of my head went numb. And
mm,
when I felt it, I knew it was just because that's what my dad said when he had his stroke. And his dad had a stroke too. His dad did not survive his. He was months from 50.
mm-hmm.
My dad survived his, and it was massive stroke, and that the only thing he felt was the whole back of his head being numb, and that's what I felt. But the weird thing is, like, they put me through all this pain, making me feel like I'm brain dead and stuff. Like it's like 16-hour processes of them going from every point of my brain, where it felt like in a million percent times worse than a migraine I would get.
Mm,
And I thought that was them, making. I thought that was making me feel brain dead.
sure.
But then I would wake up and I would not be brain dead. It's just they were making me feel that way.
Mm,
It's been a lot of torture I've been put through,
sure.
and it's so much so that I am scared because I really have not seen I haven't seen angels. Like I said, I know the three people that are around me, and there's others, but I see lights through the windows at night sometimes, like these glowing lights. But it's just, it almost feels like aliens or something. It doesn't feel like something angels would want to do is to continue to hurt you.
No,
Um,
they wouldn't hurt you. And to be honest, I want you to, I like really understand. I truly believe what you're saying is true because these are things that there's studies on. There's scientific studies on these things that happen that they can't explain.
well, it feels like it does. I said alien at first because when they would do things, it would feel like they're vacuuming out my whole body through my head. Like there was this really strong suctioning vacuum
Sure.
pulling. I spent a lot of times they would pull my head so far around to get me into to lay in this weird position.
Hmm.
And that's why the back of my neck would always feel like it was being, they were gonna like rip my head off because it was being stretched so badly.
Sure.
And then like I said, they've done all these different things. I kept telling them, you know, if I know the way I'm supposed to die, my heart is just going to stop. It's not a heart attack. It's going to be just a stop, a complete stop. That's what's going to happen. But and I kept telling them, if you're trying to take me, then you have to calm my anxiety and knock me out basically, because if I have any if I'm have any part of my brain thinking, I'm going to be anxious and my heart will not stop.
Sure.
Any part of my brain being conscious, I'm going to be overthinking because I can't stop it. And then also I have sleep apnea, really, really bad.
Hmm.
So I stop breathing 50 times a night anyway. And so every time my heart does stop fully, my brain restarts it. So
Sure.
I kept trying to tell them ways that if you were taking me to make it happen so that I wouldn't it wouldn't be something on my part halting it.
Right.
And like I said, it's like I told them exactly what to do, but they tried every other thing but that. And like I said, they did this to me for like what a month, more than a month. And then
Mm.
all of a sudden they just kind of stopped. And I thought they were just decided to give up and wait until my heart just stops on its own. And then, like I said, the weird thing is now for a while they've been masking my symptoms, and I don't
Mm.
know exactly why, but I don't feel the seizures really as much. I don't feel the numbness. I still feel all the heart pain and stuff, but I can walk up the stairs to the bathroom at least, and I don't. Before I could only do two stairs and I'd have to sit. So it's like they're masking a lot of my pain and anxiety right now
Hmm.
because
Um,
they think that because they know they don't want me to sense when I'm going, and yet it's not like I can actually sense a day. It's just I sense I am going. I don't have the ability to sense the day either.
sure.
But that's the other thing is a lot of people are almost mad at me because they assume I told them I was going to be gone in August or whatever they thought. And
Mm.
so it's like they're mad that I'm not gone, that I am actually still alive, which is the
Well,
worst thing ever to
that
feel.
I think that like also it's like when people love you so much. Like I can remember getting mad at my late husband because he would say that. And it's because I didn't want to lose him. I just didn't want to lose him. Like I couldn't even wrap my mind around losing him.
Yeah.
And that might be why they were reacting the way that they are.
Some I think so, but like I said, the ones that think I'm just in a major state of depression or I'm mocking them in some way or I'm trying to kill my father by worry
Yeah,
uh,
that's not fair to say. Yeah.
or like I said, a lot of people, like I said, I wish I went back to where like only the two people knew because but I thought stupidly in my brain, I thought maybe I would tell people just so I could say goodbye, and tell them I love them, even though they know. I thought they maybe, I did not expect the back reactions that I've been getting. It's so bad to a point, like I said, where I talk
Mhm.
to very few people now. There's
Right.
people that I've helped by advice, and I have no business to give advice because I've never gotten good advice myself. But there's a lot of people that have been using me either to get advice, but there have been people using me because I lent them money because
Mm,
they said they were in like a zero balance or whatever, and um, there's some that are just trying to pour on more sad stuff just to get more out of me until before I do die, I guess. And
right.
I can sense it already, and I just kind of I stay away. I don't even talk to those people anymore because
Well,
I can sense that's what they're doing.
yeah, you got to keep yourself safe. But I do have a question for you.
Mhm.
I know that April did channel your husband,
Yes.
and that was a really good experience for you.
Yeah, the two times I was able to actually talk to him myself, which is what I always wanted.
Sure.
It's a very weird, not weird, but it's just a very complicated story. Like I didn't find out he loved me until after he passed. It's a whole weird thing, but even though we were together 14 years,
Sure.
it was like it went back and forth like to it was is it a friendship? Is it you know what I mean? It was
Right.
very bizarre, but it turned, like I said, it turned out that when I thought he proposed to me, like uh, he that's what he meant. Like instead of giving me a ring, he gave me this box that had like a necklace in it.
Oh,
He didn't say anything. He just would hand it to me, and I knew what he meant. Like, and then, but like nothing happened after that.
sure.
And then I left work because it wasn't because of him. It was because I was the work thing, and he wasn't there. Like he's always there. He was not there the day I left, and I was gonna tell him exactly how I felt. He already knew I loved him. But
Sure.
like when I told him I loved him, he just looked at me. He didn't say anything back. He looked at me like he was in shock or something. I
Oh,
don't I don't really know what it was, but
right.
I do know what he was trying to do was propose because then like he confirmed it. Like last time he said he was going to actually propose, but he
Right.
was so damn sure I would say no, so he didn't. But I knew that's what he meant.
Yeah.
But like I
Well,
said, he told me that we're soulmates, and I said we had to be because like the minute I met him, I'd never felt that way around anybody,
sure.
and it's just the circumstances. He's a lot older than me, and it's just all these things happened that don't make any damn sense. And
Right.
I'm like, I from day one, I knew he was my soulmate, and people would think I'm kind of nuts to say that because, or they would think it's one-sided, and I thought that the whole time too, because he never would, like even when I would try to hug him, he would not, he'd leave his arms down. And and like when I tried to touch his back one time, he flinched.
Mm.
And that's when I figured out on my own somebody hurt him really bad.
Are
And
you
that's
sure
what
that
really bothered me.
he wasn't autistic? Because he sounds very
No, no,
much
no.
like
Mm-mm.
he
No, no,
might
he
have been
wasn't.
like Asperger's or.
Mm. No, he had been hurt. I could go into it. He had been hurt so badly by this girl before me
Mm,
that he kind of shut himself off to ever loving a girl again. Like that's
mm,
why he was so hesitant. He had been rejected basically his whole life by women. And so that's what it was. And
mm,
I only had picked up on someone hurting him. And
mm.
so, but he was my best friend, and wasn't going to lose that. And I just kept having hope that one of these days maybe he'll come around. maybe I'll have given him enough love that he'll come out of it. And because I never tried to push him.
Sure.
And like I said, eventually he did. Like I said, he did propose. That's what was he was gonna do. But then like right after that, nothing else happened. And then like a year and a half later, I left work.
Mm-hmm.
He, if he was there, like I said, I would have told him exactly how I felt because at least I would have known I'm leaving with him knowing everything. And I left him a note to tell him to come after me, to come to my house. And I never heard from him again.
Oh.
And he told me it was because he had depression really bad, like I do. And he got into his head and he just was so afraid that the same thing that happened with the other girl would happen with me, where he would ask and I would say no. But it was far more involved with this other girl. April knows about it. It was horrific what happened to him. So
Mm.
that's what it was. It was he no, he did not have anything like that. It was just
Okay.
bad
Okay.
pain.
Right. Right.
Like I said,
Well,
he
have you thought about um maybe having her channel your mom?
well, yeah, because I ha I haven't talked to my mom in a long time. I never talked to her with this the one she does where you talk to him. My
Right.
grandmother popped in. I talked to her for 5 minutes or something, but it, mainly I wanted to talk to him all the time because, like, I met him when I was 22, in like 1999. And I've hoped for this to be a romance thing for 27 dang years. And
Right.
then, I didn't find out till a year after I didn't even find out till 13 months after he passed because his sister hated me. And I never met any of his family, but she hated me because I was so much younger.
Mhm.
But that's why I never found out. And then, like I said, I only found out like little bit over 2 years ago that he really felt the exact same way, the exact same time I did, like day one.
Right.
And so, of course, I want to talk to him all the time because I didn't even, we knew each other 14 years, but I didn't know a lot about him because he kept himself so guarded because
Sure.
of what happened before that I didn't really even get to know a lot about him. So,
Right.
um, and of course, I want to talk. He is my true love. I
He's your
want,
person. He's your person.
and
Yeah.
my mom and him are good friends up there. They talk all the time.
The reason why I'm asking if you have considered that is because I feel like you and your mom had a close relationship.
Yeah, she was not my mom. She was my best friend.
Right. And I think that in the comfort of yourself, I think that it would be really a healthy for you to be able to just sit and talk to your mom. Just
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I already, like I said, I thought my mom had to be the one that takes me because I thought if if you weren't legally married, that it couldn't be a guy that you were in love with.
mm,
But he said he's the one that's coming to get me, and
yeah, I believe that. Absolutely.
um,
Absolutely.
I kind of told him I just kind of wanted us to be alone together for a while when I got there. Like I said, my mom would understand. It's not like it's not like my mom and my grandmother are up there thinking, "Oh, she doesn't love us as
No.
much." They know I've waited for this with him forever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that those are those are things that I think your mom could soothe your spirit about. Like there's no discomfort in her in wanting those things and that those are the things you need. But I
Yeah.
think that your mom your mom she could help you just find some peace in where you're at today, and that whatever tomorrow brings is it's going to be okay. Like everything's going to be okay. But also, I believe that your mom can help in the protections of the things that are happening. And I think that you need to talk to her about it. And I think that she is here to help you with those things. I think your mom has a very strong presence. And I think she's just waiting for you to just talk to her.
Oh yeah, I know like I said, for a long time all three of them are here, but she knows like she knows that I want to be around him more. So he I feel like he's been the one that's been here
Sure,
basically all the time, and they've kind of backed off.
sure,
Because they just know I want to be alone with him a lot of the time. But
sure,
um yeah, I of course, like I said, I know my mom well enough and my grandmother that they're not thinking that I don't
oh
care
no,
about them, or they're
no,
on the back
no,
burner or something.
no,
It's
no,
just
no.
it's just like anybody. Like it's my mom understands it because she was with my dad. Anybody that it's rare to even find somebody that you can fall in love with. But then like this is like he is my soulmate, my true love, and you don't find that. You never really do.
Right.
So, and like I said,
Excuse me.
I waited day one to have him even say "I love you," and like the last reading, I got to hear him say it. Obviously, it wasn't his voice, but that's the first time I ever got to hear him say it.
But
And
you felt it, right? You knew that that was him,
well,
right?
the thing is, I always doubted. That's what I doubted about being up there is I'm like, I know I can't feel your physical arms. And that's like what I always wanted to feel here because despite what people think, I knew if I could feel his arms around me, I would never have to even hear him say anything. I would know just by the way he would hold me. But I never got that. And so I kept trying to say it like if you I know you can feel that because I can feel like when he's behind I could feel like he's hugging me
Sure,
but
sure.
without arms. But I just always was trying to ask him if it feels like that, uh, like an embrace and not like you touching static or something weird. You know what I mean? It is stupid questions, I guess, but it's just
It's not ever stupid, honey. It's not ever stupid. Never, never, never.
I just always wanted that closeness with him, and I just was always afraid that people kept telling me that your hologram's up there, and that if I tried to touch him, I'd be like I put my hand would go through him or something. I don't know. Uh,
If you are getting the comfort from his spirit, right? They
mhm.
can do that. They can. They can hug you. They can touch you. They can. And don't ever feel like, I mean, don't ever feel like it's not there because it is there.
Oh yeah, I feel like I said, I never thought I could. I always focused more on hearing "I love you," and I should. But I only did because I never like every time I would try to hug him, he wouldn't he would be so scared to. And
Sure.
but I actually when he lays behind me, I can feel like all this radiating love off of
Energy.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could feel it. I don't have to hear him say it, but I still do want to hear him say it. But
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I really do. I also like, I really stress that I really feel like you need to talk to your mom. Yes, take all the time that you want with him. And I know that you want you want that, and that's okay, but fit your mom in there. Just fit her in there because I really feel like your mom can help soothe your inner being. And I think that that will help calm down some of the things that shouldn't be happening to you because your mother will help protect you.
Well, I know they all try to, but it's just like the last time like that's his name, Marvin, he would tell me I'm kind of, he said he can't see bad things. So like the things that are happening to me, he thinks he kind of insinuated that I was manifesting in the whole thing, and I'm just trying to tell him if I can manifest something like that, I'd be like the god. I'd be like my own god. I could not. So it kind of felt. I felt kind of bad in a way because it's like I don't need another person telling me that I'm making this up.
Right,
If they can't see it and they
right.
can't feel, they can't. And I thought they could see what anything that was happening to me, but I guess not.
They can't, but when, like, the reason why I say talk to your mom and that your mom can help with that protection is that we have to, as humans, we have to lay that out to them. Like, I know you're here and I know you love me and I can feel your love for me, but I need you to protect me too because this scares me. This
Yeah,
is harming me.
I've asked them to, but like I said, if I didn't realize the whole time that they couldn't see it, and then they probably thought I was going psychotic like everyone else.
That's,
And
that,
and
that's why you
that's just
should
the
have to talk, right?
that's just the way I got the impression from Marvin the last time is that he thought I was so focused on the fact that we weren't gonna be together the way I thought we would be here, that I'm making it happen in my head. And I'm like, that is not the way I think about, like when I have thoughts about that, it's all in my mind. It's more dreams. I can't make myself feel aroused or whatever the heck is happening to me. I realize what else is he supposed to say? But the whole time I thought he could see this stuff here happening to me and
Yeah, he
would feel,
can't.
would feel
He-
helpless.
Right. The reason
Um,
why they can't see that, Miranda, is because, like I said, when they cross over, they don't experience human emotions anymore. And so to see those things would have to awaken like a human emotion. They don't have that over there. That's not part of who they are. But they do know taking action. But you have to be specific.
I I'm glad in a way because the whole time I thought they must feel so horrible to see this thing
Yeah,
violating me and they cannot stop it. And
right.
even though it was really awful, and I did keep asking them for help and stuff, but I didn't realize at the time they couldn't see it. But also just I'm glad that they can't because I would never have wanted him to see me being violated like
Right.
it would not be something I'd want him to see. So
And if you could have that conversation with your mom and really stress how much you need help with this, that
Yeah.
she is on the other side and she directly can talk to your angels. She directly can talk to your counsel and your guides and say, Get to it."
well,
So that
she knows it's really bad for me anyway because I was abused. And I don't remember when it started. I could have been a baby till I was like 14
Mhm.
by my own brother
Mm.
and my cousin. And the last thing she'd want is for her to know that was being violated. Like, because I
Right.
never, I, people would think I was being mean after that happened to me, after I finally even told them about it,
Right.
because I wouldn't let it happen to me. So any guy that would even remotely try to touch me when I didn't want him to, I would react badly.
Sure.
Of course, they'd think I'm like a bitch or something, but it was just me telling myself I'm never letting that shit happen. But then in this thing, I could not stop it because I couldn't see it. So
Right.
that's what was
Well,
worse.
that's why, like, that's why I said, like, you have to be in control of this, right? And I truly believe that talking to your mom could make a huge difference.
Okay.
And through the trance channel is the best way for you to do that, so that it's direct. It's direct, and it's you saying, I can't do this anymore. Like,
I
this is
wouldn't,
what's
yeah.
been happening to me.
I mean, like I said, I did like last year. Everybody was like, reach out, talk to. That's when they thought it possibly could be helped by talking to the religious figures. But I would ask my mom and whoever else was up there. I'm like, can you please do something? And I just felt like they couldn't, like they were helpless and they couldn't.
They
I
can.
I didn't realize that maybe they just looked at me and they couldn't see it, so it, their thought was I am going nuts because
Right.
and I hate the feeling that they think I was going psychotic.
I don't think that they felt that at all. I think that it's like they don't, like you said, they can't see what's going on here when it's something that's tragic or painful or something that's going to break their heart, because they don't have that. They don't have that. And so I feel like if she came through in with through trance, that you could have that talk with her like you would always have a talk with your mom. And I think your mom absolutely understands you, and that your mom would not in any way, shape, or form think you're crazy.
She she's like that's why I wanted to go with her when she passed because she's literally the only person that ever understood me ever in my whole life. We could talk. We were chatterboxes. We could sit there all night long, talk, thinking of things to talk about. And my brother, it's like he's an alien, not from this family, because he could just sit there silent and say nothing. And
Sure.
it's just like, oh, it, yeah, it was just weird. Like I said, she was more my
You're
best friend. She was not really my
right.
mother.
Right.
Yeah, we were very similar, like twins
Well,
almost.
I definitely want you to understand that I believe you, and I don't think you're crazy. And I really do think that you should consider talking to your mom, and keep talking to him, but bring your mom in at some point and have
But
this conversation with her and express to her how much you need her help with this.
I just kept thinking that, um, like even though they're masking a lot of my feelings, I do feel like it's getting closer, and I just kept thinking maybe it'll end soon. You know, I won't have to go through this much longer, and I could handle it until it goes.
I
As
think you can find peace in it, and it can stop before you reach that point, honestly. I think that you can have a peaceful existence until you're not here anymore.
well, the
And
thing is, when you were saying the thing wasn't that you felt it was more a loving thing. Well, that's how it started last year. It didn't turn evil until more towards the end of each of the times. It was very loving. That's why I
yeah,
was
it's
convinced.
confusing. And yeah,
I was convinced it was Marvin, not just from that, but there was this girl that April knows that is not a medium, but she said she could channel Marvin. And
mm,
she was, but she was always high when she did it. I think she's the one that kind of drew this thing towards me.
Mm.
And she would tell me, I have this whole list of stuff that she told me about him. And that's why I'm confused too. And that's why I would wanted to talk to him more because I literally don't know that much about him. And she claimed to be my best friend, and she knew we had never been intimate and stuff. And so she could say anything, and I ended up believing a lot of it. And to this day, I still don't know what it was true and what's not. And that's why my brain is so confused over,
Right.
you know.
I understand that. And I'm so sorry that somebody would do that to you. That's really super unfair.
Well, I mean, she claimed to be my best friend. Like I told her my everything. She told me everything. And then, like when I confronted her, I said about this thing happening to me. She acted like she had never even talked to me about him, and she had been lying to me about talking to him for 6 months. And apparently, she never channeled him because he said no. But
Oh,
some of the things that he she picked up on maybe slightly were like him, but it could have just been damn good guesses. I don't know, but it's just she's part of that whole group of people that I do not associate with anymore because the head leader, she stopped being my friend because of a stupid reason.
mm,
Stupidest reason. Like I did nothing to her. It's just I wanted to talk to her because a mutual friend of ours passed that was a medium.
mm,
And I knew how she passed because I got the text messages because we all talked to her. And she made up this like elaborate story about how she passed. And I knew it wasn't true. And I'm like,
mm,
why is she lying about this?
mm,
And she would not talk to me privately. And then she just got mad that I wouldn't even insinuate that she even lied in the first place. And
uh,
everybody in there knows she lies 24/7. But it's just the whole fact that the whole group turned on me and I had known them all 3 years, never did anything to them. They all know I'm like the nicest person ever. And then all of a sudden I become like a pariah or something. And I come in there and ask them for help that this is a life or death thing that I know she could help with.
right.
And it sounded like she would rather me die than help. That's that. And they just cut me all off. And it was just, they're just, that's why I can't trust people anymore. That's why
It's
it's,
it's definitely not a healthy group. You know,
no.
it's hard. It's hard when you're so invested and you love people so much and they don't
Yeah,
know how to love.
but it's like they all know me and they didn't think for themselves enough to know that whatever she's lying to them about me, they're believing her over knowing me 3 years. And like that's what, and maybe because they don't want to lose her, maybe I think they're using her for things. So
Mm.
they don't want to side with me or whatever they're doing. But I just said, forget about all of them. And like the one, I don't know.
I'm sorry about my grandson. He's tired. You can hear him.
Okay. But I don't know if you were the one that connected me to the guy that helped. Or I'm not sure, but like I said, there's a guy in there in that group that is a proclaimed witch that could do this. And he even heard one story one time in there that I was abused when I was younger. And when I told him what was happening, he's like, "Oh, Miranda, you're just being re-traumatized, and you're thinking you're being raped and stuff because of what happened when you were a kid." Eh, he didn't, and then he kept saying, "I don't believe in demons and stuff," but he's a witch. That's what
Right.
you believe in. And he kept giving me the hotline number for suicide hotline number. And I'm just like, oh my God. It's like that's what people do though, is like if they hear one thing about you, that's your label the entire life that you
That's
live.
so sad.
It
Gosh.
is. I don't label.
Mm-mm.
But that's, I mean, you wouldn't think that your own therapist would do that to you, but apparently she did too. So she won't see anything past me being depressed. She has no concept that I actually might be telling her the truth. She doesn't want to hear it. So I dropped her.
Yep.
Right. Right. Well,
Well,
um,
Miranda, if you are ever need to, you know how to
Yeah.
reach me.
absolutely. And again, like I really do think that it would be healthy for you to talk to your mom and, you know, keep talking to him because that soothes your soul. And I
But
think that's okay. You
but
know,
see, I'm afraid because the times I think I'm talking to him, and I feel it's like I feel him holding him doing what he says he does at the same time as I'm feeling these other things. And so it's like, am I really talking to him? I know he's like there,
oh, I
but it's
think
like,
he's there. I
but
do.
it's just like I don't. I'm scared to say things sometimes, or what I should say.
Right.
Like I try not to say anything like physical, I guess, because I think that isn't. I don't. I think that's maybe what triggers the other thing, but
Sure.
it's just like I don't know how to talk to him without this other thing being like
Sure.
anything loving, even anything loving I say,
Well,
I will
what we can do
I'll
is
feel him and
with
this
your
other
mom
thing. Yeah.
and
I
give,
really think that talking to your mom is like the first step. And I think that April can help guide you in you you understanding that he is who he is. That energy is him. And that your mom can help you remove the other.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like her to remove it. I didn't think she ever could.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm
Well,
so
we just learned
sorry.
something new today, which
Yeah.
is good. That's the whole purpose of this, because I didn't have the answers, and um, Heidi did.
Well, yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. I know I
No,
talk much.
no, you don't talk too much.
Don't
It's fine.
no, don't apologize, Miranda. Don't.
I mean, I had to know the story so that I could get kind of to where it's really honestly, Miranda, I just want you to know that I know that you've gone through so much and loving you no matter what your capacity is, no matter where you are physically, no matter whether you're leaving tomorrow or in a week, loving yourself and giving yourself grace is super important. And working with April is such a gift because she's going to love you through all of it.
I know. That's why I'm glad I found her because I've known her I've known her probably as long as the other group, but
Right.
I just I just
I'm
don't
under the radar.
at
Right.
this point I don't trust any other mediums except her, really. No, I don't even want to talk to other mediums.
And that's best if you don't.
Yeah, it is.
It, they'll just take advantage of you, obviously. And I don't think that that's fair.
Yeah, it's just awful to know like because the one girl like I would go in her room. She's like one of those like grow hosts or whatever, and we became friends, but I only reached out like to say, to I love you, goodbye. That's all I was doing, and it's just like now she's attached to me so much that, and it's clear she's trying to get things from me, and it's just what kind of person could do that to you?
Right.
Yeah, no,
I gave her so much already. It's just like and she just wants to keep piling on. Like I can't finance your life for you, you
no.
know.
No,
Friendship is friendship.
right.
She's just trying. It's disgusting.
It is. It is. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yes. So that's the way I would say move forward and see how that helps navigate those things. Um, I think you're the best person to do that with her for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
I just now I'm like I never had a problem talking to my mom, but now it's just I feel like I don't even know what to say to her because I haven't talked to her in so long.
Well,
Well, you're
I think she'll
you
know what
know,
to say, right?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I very much appreciate that you met with us. I know that that's hard because you have been taken advantage of so hard. And, anytime April needs to, reach out to me, I would be more than happy to help her through anything that she needs as far as helping you, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I didn't mean to jump down your throat, but it's just I've
No.
had
Oh no. Yeah.
so many
I mean,
people
when
tell
you
me,
answered my message and it's like a little skeptical and it's like I understand completely.
it's
Right.
Um
just I've had so many people. I have a very small percentage of people that actually truly believe me anymore. It's like my validation is going more and more more days I live, which is really psychotic, but that's what's happening.
and I've always believed you. I
Yeah.
just didn't know where to go.
Hmm.
Right. But I also do want to tell you that this is not demonic. And so I don't want you to feel like you're under a demonic attack or anything like that. I really feel like that this can really truly be helped by your mom because I really feel like she is the strongest energy
Do,
with you.
do you feel like maybe you're not sensing it's that because, like in the beginning, like I said, it does come across as loving and then it turns.
I think that I think that this entity that it's a being that has existed on this earth, okay? We don't see them. Um
Mhm.
like in human form. We don't see them, but spiritually we can. And I don't feel like that is um, necessarily what it's trying to do, but it doesn't have limitations either, if that makes sense. Like
Because
it
the other
doesn't
thing
have a
was
human feeling. It
the other
doesn't,
thing was it was basically trying to like replace what I was having with Mark. Like it wanted to be like that person.
well, that
That's
opening, it was there, right? Because like, we talked about like you're weaker in your body, which means you're weaker in your spirit. But see, your mom can help you with that, where you won't be weaker in your spirit. You'll still be weaker in your body, but not your spirit.
She's
And
making it sense, telling me to tell you that she's always going to be your mom and she fights for her children.
absolutely, 100%.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I know she does.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would say just consider that. I mean, I'm definitely not going to tell you what to do. You're a grown woman. You can do what you want.
Hmm.
But that is
Okay.
what I would recommend for sure.
Yeah, if whenever April's free. Yeah.
I'm always free. I'm always free.
Yeah.
Yeah, always free.
So. But
All
I
right.
appreciate you trusting me enough to talk to me and you take care of yourself and I will be praying for you for sure.
Thank you. Thank you for talking to me too.
You're welcome.
Thank you for allowing this to happen, Miranda. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah,
It just helps to talk to people that I don't feel like I have to question or that I don't feel I trust, you know?
sure.
Yeah.
Done a lot
Yep.
of that lately.
That's
Absolutely.
that's why I found Heidi to do this because she's the right person and I trust her completely because we're both um same minded, same
Mhm.
path in a sense. Um I didn't realize she's been watching me since I started.
Well, I'm trying. It's like I said, I'm trying to picture where because I know I've seen you. Yeah, I mean, I just
I
can't remember.
used to follow Debbie.
Okay, yeah.
I used
But
to
I mean,
follow Debbie, but I stopped following Debbie a long time ago.
yeah. Well, I wish everybody would just abandon her, honestly, because she's not.
I
Yeah,
saw,
She's
she has no platform anymore. I don't even know what she does.
oh,
yeah.
she's not. She's not on there. Does she really
No,
leave?
she just has a gab fest. She doesn't
Oh,
do readings.
but
I haven't seen her do readings in a long time.
that
Yeah.
other girl's still with her though. Evil thing. That. Ugh.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh God, they belong together. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably where you recognize me from is I followed her for a while, but then I
I,
just didn't.
and I think it was more I saw you maybe I don't know if you ever went live on your own, but I think it was probably it wasn't in her room, I don't think. It was another room.
Yeah, no, I don't go live on my own.
Yeah.
But she
um,
does go up in
Live
the
with
box.
Kim. I go in the box with Kim sometimes. Southern sassy soul whisper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't for the most part. I just support people, and I'm kind of that person behind the scenes that watches, and I give advice to the people that I follow because
Hmm.
I do feel spirit and I do feel spirits, and so if I do feel like that's coming in and is going to cause chaos, I will make it known to that person so that we can stop it before it begins.
That's kind of the only thing I wanted to know because I was saying if it was the same kind of thing, I'd have to probably get another exorcism thing like I did already. I don't really want to go through that now.
You know, I don't feel like that's what it is at all. When I see demonic spirits, I see them eyeball to eyeball, and I'm not
Hmm.
seeing that, honey. I'm just not. So,
Okay. I'm glad.
yeah, yeah. So,
All
okay,
right.
well, I appreciate you very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you guys.
Heidi.
All right, thank you. All
All right. Just call
right,
me whenever, Miranda,
Yeah,
and I'll
well,
send you this
what
copy.
today is Wednesday, or is it Wednesday? I
Yeah.
think so.
mhm.
Yeah, whenever you have, whenever you're free, it's more based on probably when you're free because I'm not doing it.
Okay. I'll message you in a few days because I've got work the rest of the week.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
Okay.
all right. Take care.
Thank you
All
guys.
right.
Uh, all
Thank
right.
you.
Uh,
Bye.
Bye.